So welcome everybody, welcome. And today we start on our back, on your back. So go down, find your way onto your comfortable lying down position. Make sure you're lying right through your center and you're not leaning your head one side more than the other. Neck straight on top of the shoulders. So if you draw that imaginary line down the center of your body, your nose aligned with your lip, middle of your lips, chin, right down that breastbone, lining up with the pubic bone. Okay, so be nice and straight on your mat and then draw the shoulders down away from your ears. Take a nice big deep breath in now and just relax your hair. You brought yourself to your mat. How wonderful is that? So it's time now for you to relax, to let go your day, to let go the outside concerns. You have that wonderful support underneath you, so you can let go of the muscle tension. Just close your eyes for a moment. Feel the support underneath you. But anytime you need to adjust your body or your clothes, feel free to do so. And if there's some particular thought that's bothering you at this time, try to allow it to fall away so you can just be focused on what you're doing on your mat today. Alright, we'll be doing a little bit down on the mat, a little bit up on the mat, and then standing. And then we go for our chakra meditation, maybe the last 10-15 minutes of the class. Alright? So just take a nice big deep breath in. You may want to sigh it out. Sighing is good. Get rid of a little extra tension anywhere, the shoulders, your neck, maybe your lower back. And then just connect now to the breath. So inhale through the nose, just draw that breath all the way up to your sternum. And exhale through the nose. Take it all the way back out. Take it out, far down as behind that belly button. Nice, soft, slow, deep breaths to begin with. You may want to set your intention for your class today, what you'd like to get out of it for yourself. So go ahead and do that. Remember to sprinkle in those soft sounding sounds whenever you breathe in. Just fill your lungs up with that fresh oxygen, that life force, and then breathe all the way out into the lungs. Then we're going to do something a little bit unusual here. We will do alternate nostril breathing lying down on your mat today. Alright, so let me explain it to you. Just keep your breath going. You're going to take left hand or right hand. Usually they say the right, but if you're left-handed and you feel more comfortable using the left hand, please go ahead and use that. So take the index finger and the finger next to it and rest it softly, the tips of the fingers on your forehead. Take the little finger and your little finger and curl it in, so we're not using the little finger. You're going to be using the ring finger and the thumb to switch the nostrils for the breath. Alright? So index finger and the finger next to it softly on your forehead. Close your eyes. Your thumb and your ring finger is going to do the work. So everybody take a nice slow, it's a very slow, soft breath all the way in. And all the way out. And then close the right nostril with your thumb and breathe back in through the left. Close the left with the ring finger and breathe out through your right nostril. Breathe back in through the right. Close it with the thumb and breathe out through the left. Breathe back in through the left. Close it and breathe out through the right. Breathe back in through the right. Slow, soft breath. And close it, breathe out through the left. Back in through the left. Close it, breathe out through the right. Breathe back in through the right. Last one. Breathe out through the left. Back in through the left. And breathe out through the right now. And release your hand back to your sides. Keep your eyes closed and just notice the effects of this breath. Now your shoulder now. Sweet breath. Alternate nostril breathing. It balances both hemispheres of your brain. It's a great pick-me-up. If you're feeling washed out or tired in the afternoons or have something to do, you can sit quietly and do this a few rounds of this breath. And it's also good for headaches, especially in this heat. Take a nice big deep breath in and just sigh it out. Then you're going to treat yourself to a little stretch now. So stretching the arms overhead, stretch your feet in the other direction. Stretch out your day. Oh, yes. And then take your hands behind the skull. Lift up your skull and put your hands there. And the elbows out to the sides. Shoulder blades underneath you. Slide them down. And then just point those toes. Take a nice strong point here and flex your feet now. So you're drawing your toes up towards your knees. And then flex those toes again. And just keep going at your own pace, flexing and pointing. Just do 2 more on your own. And when you're finished, just release the feet, relax. Now you're going to take a breath, and as you exhale, lift up your head, neck and shoulders. And take the upper body over towards your right side. And then rest back down on the mat. So you're curving the upper body over to your right. Slide your feet over to the right. Your body is now like you're in the shape of like a little right banana. Okay, so you're curving into the right side of your body. Notice how this feels. And then if you want to deepen the stretch, you can take your left foot, cross your left ankle over on top of the right ankle. You might feel it a little bit more here. So keep breathing now. Nice breath in and out as you curve into that right side of your body. Your little banana shape now. Connect to the breath. Notice how it feels to breathe here. If something doesn't feel right for you and you want to come out, please come out. If it feels okay, just take another breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Bring the feet back to center. Lift your upper body up and come back into a straight line down on your mat. Notice and feel. Observe the side that we just curved into. And then let's go for the other side. So lift up, head, neck and shoulders. Slide your upper body. Take it over to the left side this time and come down to the left. And then take your feet over to the left as well. So you form that banana shape once more. And then you can take your right ankle and cross it on top of the left. Use your feet to do that. If you try it and it doesn't work, just put it back. Alright? And then just breathe now. So your elbows are nice and wide. You're resting down on your shoulders and you're curving into that left side as you breathe. Make sure you're breathing. Feeding those muscles with the fresh life force, oxygen. Breathe in, breathe out. And then uncross the feet, walk them back in. Lift up your upper body and slide it back over so you're back into that straight line. So release the hands, place them down by your side, shoulders away from the ears, and then you're going to lift those arms up to the ceiling. You can see the fingertips and open those fingers nice and wide. Scrunch up your fingers now to get into the knuckles. See what I'm doing here? Just scrunching them up. Good. And then make a soft fist and circle your hands for the wrist joints. Make sure you're feeling your wrists getting a workout here. And then reverse that circle. Good. Open the fingers again, and you're going to place your left hand beside your body, right hand above you. If it can touch the ground behind you, let it touch it. And then circle that right arm out to the side, right out. Take it across the body, over to the left, back up again, and circle. We're going to do 3 in this direction. So go at your own pace, count your own 3 circles in this direction. And on the 3rd circle, when the arm goes up behind you, you are going to reverse that circle. So take it across the body now, out to the side, and up overhead. So in this movement, and most of the movements that we do here on the mat, we want to coordinate the breath with the movement, all right? When you've completed the 3rd one, and the arm comes up above you, just take it, lift it up to the ceiling, and then let that arm just float down back to your side. Okay, notice and feel, keep present here. And then we're going to lift the left one up, take it back behind you, feel the weight of the shoulders there. And then take it out. Start the inhale as you take it out to the side. Exhale as it comes across the chest. And inhale again. So keep coordinating the breath with the movement, getting into the shoulder joint this time. And you're counting your own 3 circles. On the 3rd one, when the arm goes back behind you, then you can reverse it, all right? So here we go, paying attention to the shoulder joint as we coordinate breath with movement. When you have completed the 3rd one, the hand is behind you, just lift the arm up and then let it float back to the body beside you. Okay, take a breath. Walk your feet in towards your buttocks, heel to the buttocks, arms beside you. Roll your shoulder blades down your back and tip your chin ever so slightly towards your chest. All right, neck is nice and long. So your feet are pressing down into the mat, pressing your hands, your fingers, your palms, your arm, back of the arms there. Take a big breath here as you exhale. You're going to lift your buttocks and spine off the mat. Just come up maybe halfway, not too far up. Roll your shoulder blades again underneath you. Tuck that chin slightly down. And then just come back down slowly, bone by bone to the mat. Buttocks touches yaps. All right? So once you're feeling out that first one there, make some adjustments. We're going to do 3 more like this. So as you press into the feet and the hands begin to lift. Press down, lift up, and lower back down. Okay, 2 more to go. Make some adjustments. Press down, use your breath. Lift your hips, maybe a little tad higher now. Lift that sternum up, and then lower down bone by bone until the buttocks touches last. So let's float up 1 more time. Breathe in, lift up. Press it into the feet and the hands. This time we're going to press down a little bit more into the left foot. Pull up through the core and lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. So the toes point up. Press into that left foot and lift yourself a little bit higher here. Open your chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Very good. Bend that knee. Reach, don't sag now. Reach that foot back to the mat. Right foot touches the mat where you started. Keep lifting up the buttocks and the spine. If you need to come down and rest, come down and rest. And then you can go up and we start the other side. If you're not resting, let's go for the left side. So bring that left foot up. Straighten it to the ceiling. Press down into the mat with the hands on the right foot. And stretch that left foot up. Breathe. Inhale. Keep that spine nice and long. Exhale. Squeezing into the buttocks. Breathe. Good. Bend that knee. Take the foot back down to the mat to meet the right foot. Stay up in your bridge. Maybe you can come a little bit higher up this time now. And then slowly lower down bone by bone until it touches legs. Okay, draw the knees into the chest. Give them a hug. And circle those knees. Do some nice little circles with those knees. And reverse that circle. Okay, you're going to put your hands behind your thighs and roll yourself up into seated position with the feet flat on the mat and knees pointing up towards the ceiling. Take a breath, then walk your heels in towards the buttocks and lift your chest. And then just hinge forward so the chest comes a little further into the thighs. If you're not sure, you can just glance at me. So you can hold the back of the thighs, press them in, and draw your chest towards the thigh, but keep lifting that spine up. Nice straight spine here. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. From here, lift your right foot up. You can hold a calf or the back of the thigh. Lift your left foot up to meet it. Your calves are parallel to the mat. Lift up your chest nice and high and just balance here. Squeeze in the abdominal muscles in towards the spine. Shoulders down, lift the sternum, breathe. Inhale. Notice that the feet, knees bent, we're not in boat. We're just lifting up here and balancing. Deep breath in, chest is nice and high. Deep breath out. Good. Slowly release the feet to the mat. And we're going to straighten both legs out. Take your hands behind the buttocks, pull the flesh away, and press those sitting bones into the floor, into your mat. Sitting up nice and tall. Bend your right knee and walk that heel towards your buttocks. Wrap your hands around the shins and climb up that thigh. Lift up that spine, we're stretching the spine. Breathe in, breathe out. Shoulders down. Good. Now releasing the foot and the knee, let it fall down to the mat. So you're like this. So the sole of the right foot is on the inner thigh of the left foot. All right? Take a breath. As you exhale, you're going to take your right hand up, stretch it. Take it across to the outside of the left foot. And then your left hand can go on the mat beside you. Now, if you can reach the ankle, it's fine. If not, draw it up to below the knee. And if even that is a little challenge for you, the hand can go on the outer side of the left thigh, whatever works for you. Lift up your spine, you're not bending that spine, and take a half twist over to your left side. Just a half twist. So the sitting bones are pressing into the mat, the crown is reaching to the ceiling, your shoulders are relaxed. And just a little half twist. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. And slowly come back to center. And take that right foot out to meet the left. Now slide the left heel in towards the buttocks. Wrap your hand around the shin and lift your spine up on top of that thigh. Nice straight spines here, shoulders down. Breathe in, breathe out. Soft breath in. Climb up that spine, that thigh, sorry. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Now releasing that, let the leg drop open, knee falls out to the side. So the sole of your left foot is in the inner thigh of the right foot. Take your left hand up. Take it across to the outside of that right foot and right hand is beside you. Now again, you can decide, might be a little bit different, so take the hand to wherever feels right for you, that you can lift your spine further up. Not curving, okay? Lift your spine, pressing the tailbone down, reaching the crown to the ceiling. Take a breath, and as you exhale, go into a half twist. Just a half twist, all right? So breathe in, now lift up that sternum, shoulders down. Inhale and exhale. Big breath in, big breath out. Good. And slowly make your way back to center. Okay, soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana, so you're taking your elbows and just gently pushing those knees down towards the mat. And then lean into this. Do not curve that spine. So you're hinging from the hips, the chest is coming towards your toes. Lift up that spine and breathe. You should be feeling a little something in the hips there. Maybe a lot for some people, maybe not too much for others. Good. And slowly come back up to center. Okay, we're moving around into table position. So if you need padding for the knees, put your padding there. All right, so as we make our way into table, check in with yourself, everybody. Your knees should fall underneath the hips. Okay, so make sure that is happening. And then the hands are a little bit away from directly under the shoulders. Open those fingers nice and wide. Press down into the fingertips. Take a breath here. Keep the arms nice and steady. Don't bend your elbows here. Take a breath, and as you exhale now, roll your tailbone down underneath you. Lift your spine up. Feel the shoulder blades slide away from the spine. Then you round those shoulders and drop your head at this last thing. All right, so you're pulling that spine to the ceiling, hollowing out that tummy. Lifting as hard as you can here, let the neck relax, no tension there. And then we're going to reverse it, leave the head there, lift the tailbone. Round the movement up the spine, throw those shoulders down, and then you lift the head and the neck to look straight out there. Don't look up towards the ceiling, just straight out. Keep the hands nice and firm. Let's go again. Exhale, roll that tailbone underneath you. Round the smooth bend up the spine. Feel the shoulder blades slide away from the spine, and then head and the neck lowers now. Looking behind you. Let's reverse it. Inhale, lift the tailbone. Sink into your back, lift the chest, look halfway up. Just look out there in front of you, shoulders away from the ears again. Exhale, roll that tailbone, feel the movement. Drop out of the external form and try to go into the internal form. What you're doing here, what you're feeling. And come back to center, okay? Let's go for a balancing pose now. So you're going to slide your right foot out. Keep the chest nice and high. Keep the tummy pressed in. Walk your left hand out. And then pick up the arm and the leg and stretch it away from each other. Do not let that right hip lift higher than the left. Okay, you will torque your back and you might hurt yourself. So stretch that arm and that leg away from each other. And balance here, look down at the ground, your neck is nice and long here, just look in front of you. Breathe in, inhale, exhale. And then lower the hand back to the mat, lower the leg and draw that knee in. Let's go for the other side. Slide the left foot out, walk your right hand out. Take a breath, lift up the arm and the leg. And stretch them away from each other. Stay up nice and high here. And again, let me remind you, do not let that left hip lift higher than the right one. We're looking for the stretch, not for the height. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and strong pose. Good. And lower the arm and the leg, draw it in. Walk your knees away from each other, let the big toes touch, and press back into chakra. So in child pose, the arms can be nice and long to keep spine lengthened here, or you can take your hands to your sides, whatever feels more comfortable for you, and connect to the breath. Okay, so feeling the breath in the back of your lungs now. Nice chance to just focus on that breath in the back of your lungs as you fold forward in child's pose. Feel the sides of your body. Okay, so slide your palms by your shoulders and pick yourself up. You're going to turn to face the camera. You're coming up onto your knees. And this is where if you need your pads, use your knee pad. So look down at your knees and make sure they're falling in line with the hips. Okay, and then step your right foot out, turn the toes out, and look down at yourself. Make sure that your right heel is in line with your left knee. Okay, so you're like this. And the ankle, the right ankle is falling under that right knee. All right? Take your right hand onto the inside of that thigh and just gently press it out. Now notice that your hips are on a slight diagonal. Take your left hand to the left hip and press that left hip back. So you want your hips to almost be square to the front of the room, to whatever is in front of you there. So by pressing the right hand into that right inner thigh and bringing that left hip back, we can more or less square those hips, all right? Inhale, you're keeping that form. Inhale your left hand up. Take a breath. As you exhale, you go into a little quarter bend here over to your right. Just a little bend here. Open up that chest, squeeze the shoulders back. Find that comfortable place for the neck as you flop that right ear over to the right shoulder. Take your right arm and keep pushing that right thigh. Whatever's behind you there, breathe. Inhale. Exhale. All right, slowly release. Take the left hand down. Just stretch, give the right leg a little stretch here. Stretch it. Open the chest. Then, here, what you're going to do now. Slide that right foot in and take it behind the left one. Cross it in behind the left and then sit down in hero's pose. So you're like this. Okay, if this is not working for you, just sit in a cross-legged position or anywhere that feels right for you. You may want to sit on a little cushion as well, especially on that right cheek. All right, so you're nice and straight on your mat. Arms out to the side, okay? So you should have that left thigh on top. All right, you're going to put the right hand underneath and the left hand on top in eagle arms. If this is not available to you to wrap the hands like this, then you can go like this, or you can just leave one on top of the other like this. Doesn't matter, all right? So whatever works for you. Lift those arms up, lift your upper arms up. Close your eyes here and breathe into your sensations. Notice where they are. Notice the strong parts, not so strong ones. Notice your breath. What does it feel like to breathe here as we sit? Connect the breath into your muscles there to feed them. Oxygen feeds those muscles. Lift up your chest, stay nice and high here. One more breath. And release. Good. Unravel those legs. And let's come back on the knees for the other side. Alright, so take your time. Do it. Not to worry. So the knees again fall under the hips. Take your time to get there safely. Alright. This time we go for the left side. So the left foot is going to come out and step it like this. Check in with yourself that your knee is under the hip here and that the heel is in the line with your knee. Left heel, right knee. And then the left knee should be in line with that left ankle. So once all those little mechanics are in place, then we can then relax and enjoy the pose, all right? So your left hand is pressing back that left thigh. Your right hand on the right hip and push that right hip back. So we're getting a little more square in the hip area there. Lift the chest. Breathe. Inhale your left hand up. Take a little half bend, quarter bend, whatever bend. Not too deep. Breathe into this. Remember that that left hand is pushing the thigh back. Right. Right hand is up. What did I say? Left hand? It's all right. Yoga teachers don't know left from right. We all should know that by now, right? No excuses. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, nice. All right, come down. Put your hand on the mat and just give that little leg a stretch. Open your chest. And then take the left foot, slide it behind you. Walk it over to the right and sit in hero. All right, so maybe this hero pose work for you on the other side and it's not working on this side, or vice versa. So you work it out. Please, I depend on everybody to do what you can, all right? And to work, fix the pose to suit you. You can take something to the cheeks and to lift them a little bit higher up. Okay, you can do that. All right, arms out to the side. So this time, the left hand comes across, and then the right hand on top. Okay, so you can choose to stay like this and just with the arms up. You can do this, back to back. You can do this, back them around, or this. All right, so whichever one works. So take a breath and lift those arms up. Where am I now? Good. Breathe in, breathe out. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Notice what you're noticing here. Neck is long, your shoulders are down. What is the quality of your breath? Where are the sensations? Maybe the side is slightly different to the other side. Maybe it's not. And connect to your breath. Beautiful breath. Good. One more lift up of those arms. Feel to the shoulders there. And release. Ooh, shake it out. Nice. All right, we're going to come down onto our tummy. Crawl down onto the belly. When you do that, come onto your forearms. Let your elbow fall underneath the shoulders. And you're pressing down into the fingertips. Press down into the pelvic triangle. Lift your chest up. And just stay here for a moment. So the neck is nice and long, shoulders are down. Lift the back of the head up, so you're keeping the neck long. Nice soft gaze out there in front of you. Feel a stretch in your back. As you breathe in, breathe out. Good. Lift up and stretch. Very nice. Okay, come down on the chin. Take your hands down to your sides, so your fingers point towards your ankles. And slide your feet a little bit away from each other. Take a breath. As you exhale, you're going to lift up your chest and your face. Point your nose down to the mat. Draw the shoulders down and then lift your arms a little bit off the mat. The neck is a part of the rest of the spine, so don't curve it. Dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. Breathe in, feeling this in the back muscles there, strengthening your back muscles. Inhale, exhale, and slowly come down onto the chin, resting the palms on the mat, relax and breathe. Okay, the next one we're going to do, the legs will come up, okay? So first, we press into the hands and the pelvic triangle, you know where that is. Lift up your sternum on your face, point your nose down. Lift your arms a little bit up, slide the shoulder blades down your back. And when you're ready, if you're ever ready, lift your legs up, okay? We're not looking for height here, just looking for a nice, comfortable form. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, nourish your body. Exhale, let go of the stuff you don't need or want. Breathe it out. Good, and lower down. Bend those knees when you wipe the feet. Bring your palms up by the shoulders, push yourself up. Walk your knees in. Curl those toes under. And begin to lift yourself up into your downward dog. Okay? So once you're here now, it's groaning because I told him I probably wouldn't do downward dog today. I tend to change things while I'm on the mat. Okay, so we're in downward dog. Shoulders away from the ears, lift the tailbone up. So the knees are soft here. For your first downward dog, drop your chest all the way down. Roll their armpits in towards each other to release tension in the shoulders there. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, look up, walk. Take some little baby steps if that's what you need. When you come up to about halfway up your mat or a little further up, stay down, do not get up yet. Let's come into our flat back. So flat back for you could be palms back under your knees, on the shin, or it can be up on the thigh. Depending where you are with this, tailbone and crown moving away from each other, shoulders down. Breathe here. And then slowly begin to ragdoll your way up to standing. Good. Nice soft breath in and out. Shake it out, folks. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. All right. So we'll come in to stand in a parallel position on the mat. Pick up your toes, spread them. Pick up your heel and press it down. Crown reach into the ceiling. If you lift your sternum up, you will feel everything else just coming into place. Inhale your arms up, press the palms together, wiggle the spine. Lift it, lift it, lift it. And then come into a very slight back bend. Exhale and fold. So set nice and wide on your mat. Come into the long edge of the mat. Turn your toes out. Bend your knees. So put your palms in front of your chest, in front of you. So you want to bend the knees a little bit, or enough that you can feel comfortable here. And just drop your head. So your elbows are pointing to the back of the room. And you're using the hands on the mat to draw your chest down and look behind you. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Walk over to your right foot. Turn those right toes out. Turn your left toes slightly in. Check that the right heel is in the center arch of the left foot. All right. Bend into that right knee. Put your right hand up on the thigh and lift yourself up. Left hand comes up and open that chest. Okay. So pull the shoulder blades back towards your spine there and open your chest. Find a comfortable place for the neck. Breathe in and out. Stretch into the outer corner of your left foot. So draw the sternum up. Shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, straighten that right foot. Place the right hand by the inner right thigh there for triangle. And then you can lift your left hand up. You can place it by your side or you can take it behind your back. Open the chest now. Pull your upper body from the waist to the crown of your head. Pull it back behind you. Engage your kneecaps. Pull those thigh muscles in. And just Connect to that breath. Good. Inhale. Okay, bend into that right knee. Come forward again. Come down. Turn your toes out. Walk your hands out a little bit away from the body this time. Push your buttocks and chest back. And feel the stretch. Preparing to do the other side. So now we're going to turn the right toe slightly in. Walk over to the left foot. Turn those left toes out to the edge of your mat, the front edge. All right. Take your left hand up on that left thigh. Bend into that knee. This is what you're doing here if you're not sure. All right. And then lift your right hand up. Open your chest now. Do the other little things for yourself. All right, where mind is. Am I comfortable? Do I need to lift my sternum away from my belly button some more? Is that right hand bothering me? Do I need to drop it down? Yes, you can. All right, is that left knee bent enough? Breathe now, nice soft breath. Enjoy what you're doing here. Good. Stretch up that chest. Breathe. Then we're going to straighten that left knee now in preparation for triangle. Drop the hand in the inner thigh. And again, that right hand is up to you where you want it. It can be right up to the ceiling. It can go behind you at the sacrum. Or you can just let it hang by your side. The thing to do here is to take the top of your body from the waist to the crown and pull it back a little bit behind you. Then open the shoulders up. Tighten up those kneecaps. Pull into the thigh muscles. Connect to your breath. Nice soft breath in and out. You can choose to look at the ground or look straight in front of you. Okay. Bend into that left knee. Swing the hands to the front of your mat. Step back into plank push-up position. One straight line here. Move the front of the body over to your hands. Push back into the heel. Lift up your chest. One straight line here. So you do not sink the hips down too low to the mat or lift them slightly up to the ceiling. Just nice straight line. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Onto the knees. Belly, chest, chin low to the mat. Slide your hands out about the width of your mat. Press into your pelvic triangle. And then push the floor down away from you as you lift up your upper body. Draw your elbows into your side body, shoulders down. Lift up that sternum, breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly come down to the chin. Bend your knees when you wipe the feet. And then take hold of your ankles. Preparing for bow. No grunting, no groaning. Let's go. Take a breath. As you exhale, lift up your chest. Push your feet into your hands. And that action is going to lift your thighs off the mat. It could be just a tiny bit, doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be high. Breathe here. Inhale. Drop that nose down. Exhale. So the action of pushing the feet into the hands, all you need to do, nothing else. And slowly release. Beautiful. Just pinching at the knees, the feet, the thighs everywhere. And just press up and go back into chaga. So walk your knees in, part your knees away from each other, big toes touch, push your buttocks back towards the heel. Some of you may need a cushion or a blanket or something between the buttocks and the heel. If you need it, please use it. And then this time, stretch your hands all the way out. Drop your forward to the mat. If the forehead is not touching the mat, use a block or a cushion to support your forehead. And then connect to the breath. Nice breath in and out. Okay, slide your hands down, lift your chest up, go to one side, swing those feet around. Okay, so let us take this one where we're going to roll back so that we can go back onto our mat to get a little core work in when we do this. So the knees are up, feet are a little bit away from each other, press down into your feet. Take a breath as you exhale, roll that tailbone underneath you, squeeze that tummy in. So your lower part of your spine is in that C curve. Arms out here, bend those elbows slightly, drop the shoulders down. So remember, you're not hinging back, you're rolling yourself back. So by pulling the tailbone underneath you, pulling the tummy muscles in, you have a slight curve there. Take a breath as you exhale, gaze at the eyes out there, and then roll yourself down. Slowly with control, gaze at the eyes are going to come to the knees. Remember, don't hinge. Good. When the back of your rib cage touches the mat, your arms float down, then the shoulders, neck, and head. Good. Draw your thighs into your chest. Take a breath here. Pull those thighs in. And cross your ankles and hold your feet. Draw your feet in towards you. Okay. Cross your right ankle right on top of the left thigh. Do your figure four. Put your hands in a little triangle there. And just hold the sides or the back of your left thigh. Take a breath as you exhale. Draw that left thigh to your chest. And then flex both feet. You can take your right hand and push gently your right thigh out to what's in front of you there. All right? So the right arm is active. The left hand and the right hand, both of them are drawing your thigh, that left thigh to your chest. Feet are flexed, chin is slightly down. Very good for your back, this one, all right? Breathe in, breathe out. That right upper arm very active by pushing gently the right thigh out. Keep it there, keep it there. And slowly release it. Beautiful. Go to the other side. Cross the left over the right. Both hands are going to hold inside and outside of the right thigh. Pull it into you. Then flex your feet. Take your left arm, the upper arm there, and on the elbow part there, and press that left thigh out to whatever is in front of you there. As you draw the right thigh to the chest, you're pressing the left thigh out. Breathe now. Close your eyes and breathe. Chin is down. Shoulders relax. Inhale. Exhale. Get rid of all the stuff that we just stirred up in the body there. Breathe it out. Left arm is active. Right and left hand active. Breathe. And release. Excellent. You're going to take both feet up towards the ceiling. You can hold the back of the thighs. Give them a stretch, but don't roll the tailbone up. Rest that tailbone, that sacrum down into your mat. Breathe here. Then knees, take the arms out to the side like the letter T. Drop both thighs over to the right. Upper back to the left. Do the twist here. Relax the shoulders. If one shoulder is hanging a little bit, put something under it. Let your body feel the surface. And then the muscles will be able to relax. All right, so your knees are to the right, upper body to the left. Turn the neck and the head to the left if that's possible for you. And just connect to the breath now. Melt down. Turn your nose up. Top leg comes up, bottom leg follows. You can put your feet on the mat and shift open your buttocks over to the right as you drop the knees down to the left. And then your upper body to the right. Again, if your shoulder is hanging, please notice it. And give it a little attention. Put something there. Just look after yourself, all right? And then the neck and the head can turn, if that's available to you, over to your right. If the neck is bothering you, just keep the nose up towards the ceiling. It's already matter. And then begin to relax now, melt down. Getting ready to do our chakra meditation. So just start right here, right now, to just breathe, let go and relax. Okay, turn the nose up, top leg comes up, bottom leg follows. Come onto the feet and shift your buttocks over. Now, maybe you want to lift up head, neck, and shoulders and look at your body and make sure that you're lying down through your center. All right, fix yourself. Lengthen your legs out there and treat yourself to a little stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. If you want to put something, a little pillow behind your head or to support your neck, please go ahead and do that. Make adjustments to your clothes, your hair, anything that might be of a little annoyance to you at the moment, just fix it. While I get ready. Alright, so make sure that you are in your comfortable lying down position. Take a nice big deep breath and sigh out. So we're going to go through the chakras, the energy centers of the body. So close your eyes, take a deep breath in and sigh out. Allow yourself to melt to your support. Settle yourself, settle your mind, your body. So now we're going to focus on each of the 7 major power centers called chakras. We go through them one at a time. The purpose is to balance and align them in a healing and positive way. This is done by using their associated colors. Each chakra has a color associated with it. They start with the color red at the base of the spine and we move upward to the crown. Crown is, we get like a clear violet light. Some people see the colors in their mind's eye, while others can't. And it doesn't really matter, okay everyone? Don't worry about it. If you can't see them, it's fine, no problem at all. Some experience the chakras as we go up them as light or heat, maybe a coolness, or even a little tingling feeling. So just go with it. Whatever works for you, just go with it. All right? Some people even tune me out, tune us out. And that's fine. So take another deep breath now and relax as I begin. I invite you now to bring your attention to your root chakra. This is located at the base of your spine. The color associated with the root chakra is red. Visualize this red color. And imagine this red color surrounding the base of your spine. See this red color protecting and stabilizing you with safety and security. Surrounding the base of the spine with the color red. And then we move your attention now. Begin to move your attention up to your sacral chakra. This is located in your lower abdominal area and the pelvis. The color orange is associated with this chakra. So visualize a nice shade of orange surrounding and enfolding your lower back, abdomen, and pelvis. See the orange color balancing your feelings and emotions, and making it possible for your personal wants and needs to be satisfied in a healthy way. Feeling that orange pouring through your sacral chakra. And then we begin to move the attention now up to this chakra located at the solar plexus. This area is located between your navel and your heart. See the color yellow shining in and around your solar plexus, stoking your sense of self-esteem in a positive way, helping you to feel confident and to act responsibly. Surrounding the sacral chakra with the color yellow. And then we move up to the heart chakra. And this takes in your heart and your lungs. So in your own way, give it a color green. A nice shade of green. Visualize or feel the color green surrounding and gently embracing your heart and your lungs. Soaking it with love and compassion. The color green. And then we move our attention up to the throat chakra. This includes the neck and the throat and the mouth and the ears. Imagine the color blue. Maybe a nice pretty sky blue. The sky is very blue today. So let this color enfold your throat, clearing the way for being capable of expressing yourself through your words and actions. Visualize the color blue, comforting and clearing your throat chakra. And move your attention now up to the chakra located in the center of your brows, the third eye. The color associated with the third eye is indigo. So imagine that this indigo shade color is in the center of your forehead, sparking your intuition and your imagination. And then we move up now, final chakra, the crown chakra. So imagine that, you look at these pictures of these angels and you see the halo on top of their heads. So imagine that this halo is right on the top of your head. And the color is like a violet light. See a clear violet light glowing at the top of your head. Feel a growing connection to your true self, to your higher self. And see a beautiful violet light at the top of your head, extending out and out. Now draw your attention down through your chakras, from the violet at the crown of your head, to the indigo at the forehead, flowing down to the blue at your throat, and then on to the green radiating from your heart, descending to a yellow shining from your solar plexus, and downward to an orange streaming all around your sacral chakra, until it reaches the base of your spine, which is red. Perhaps there's a location or a color that is particularly attractive and appealing to you. If this is true for you right now, go with that color or go to that chakra, that place, and trust that what is happening is for your own greater good. And go with it, stay with it for a little while. So it could be a place where the red is, place, or the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, the indigo, the violet. So let your body now be like a rainbow of colors that is supporting you and lighting your way tenderly and lovingly. Right now, right here. Doing its healing and its balancing work. Harmonizing the chakras in a way that supports you and your life purpose. When you're ready, you will begin to deepen your breath. You may make some small movements with your body that feels natural to you at this time. When it feels right for you, you may roll onto your side and hug yourself in the fetal position. Please just take your time. Hugging yourself and just give yourself some thanks for being here, for being what you did to yourself today. Pressing into the top hand, extend the top leg, and gently push yourself up from the side and come back around into your comfortable seated position. Refresh away from the sitting bones, plug them in. Put the crown to the ceiling, shoulders are relaxed, bring a soft smile to your face. Your hands can be positioned to the heart, or you can rest them in your lap. Just giving thanks for the yogic teachings. Thanks for the knowledge of the chakras, the energy centers in our body, and we can balance them in a healing and healthy way. Thanking yourself for doing this for you. And thanks for the many blessings that we do have. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, peace. Slowly open your eyes and we greet each other. Namaste.